people talk about the deep state, right? They talk about it like some conspiracy of lizard people. It's not that. It's something much simpler.
Subscribe to Expose Network.
Opposed to secret societies.
First thing, every time a new president comes into the White House, they get their clearances, right? They get read into all this stuff. During the campaign, they get clearances and they get read into stuff. But when they finally become president, right, now they're the only people who can sign what these are called the covert action findings and things like that, which are basically, you know, the intelligence community wants to assassinate somebody. They want to run this illegal program here, there, or everywhere. And they can't do it because they're executive agencies without that top-level executive sign-off. And so they got to open the vest, right? They got to get these guys on side. And basically every president since Kennedy, they have been successful in what they call fearing up, where as soon as they come in, they read you the litany of horribles. And they go, these are all the threats that we're facing. It's not just all made-up BS. Some of it is, but there are real bad people out there who are trying to do real bad things, and you have just gone through a hellish election because our electoral politics are so diseased. And now, after you've crawled through fire, you're already thinking 4 years ahead. You know, how do I stay in this seat? And these guys are basically saying, if you don't do X, Y, and Z, this is going to fall on your lap. And the implication, which I don't think they actually say, but every president knows, is these guys can undermine you to death. If you've got the IC against you, right, they can stonewall you. They can put out stories that are going to be problematic for you every day of your presidency. It's a problem that as a president you very much don't want. So in the most charitable interpretation of this, you've got a new guy coming in. In Obama's case, this is a pretty young guy. And now suddenly they go, look, you need to worry about this country. You need to worry about this group that you've never heard of. You need to worry about, you know, this technology. You need to do all this stuff. And the only reason we can tell you this stuff, and the only thing dividing America and the abyss are these terrible, 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 terrible programs, right? That are in fact wonderful things because they keep back the darkness. And so here's the real problem. Every president hears that, and every president, you know, first off, they've got so many other things to do, is they just kind of nod their head and they'll go, I'll deal with this later in my administration. And this is one of the ironies. When I came forward in 2013, right, this is now Barack Obama's second term president, one of the responses that they had to the mass surveillance scandal was, yes, we think they went a little too far. This is after the initial thing where they went, nobody's listening to your phone calls, you know.
Just metadata.
Right. Nobody can have perfect privacy and also have perfect security. So we got to sort of divide a line here between the Constitution and, you know, what the government wants to do. But they said, we were gonna get to it. We knew these programs were problematic, but if they just gave us more time, we would have fixed them. Maybe it's true, right? Seems awful convenient in hindsight that throughout the entirety of the first term.
Well, it seems like what you would say if you got caught.
Right. But look, if we're being the most generous that we are here, the president is briefed on real and legitimate threats, and they scare the hell out of him.
I'm sure.
And we can all imagine being there, right? Those of us who remember what the world was like post 9/11, fear is a powerful thing. But the guys who are doing that briefing, they're no longer scared of it because they've been dealing with this for years. This is the oldest thing. They've given this briefing times before. You know, when people talk about the deep state, right? They talk about it like some conspiracy of lizard people. It's not that. It's something much simpler. The deep state is simply the career government. It's the people who are in the same offices who outlive and outlast presidencies, right? They've seen Republicans, they've seen Democrats, they don't really care. And they give that same briefing again and again, and they get good at it. They know what they want. They know what this person's saying. Whereas the president, they don't know who these people are. These people have been there before the president. They're going to be there after the president. And so they give this very effective, very fear-inducing speech. And then they follow it up with their asks, which are really demands, just politely provided. And anyone in that position who is not an expert on this stuff, who is not ready for this sort of trade-off, and who you have to understand as a career politician, is entirely used to the horse trading game, right? And going, I'll deal with this later, or not now, or what are this is the cost benefit here. And the intelligence community goes, if you give us what we want, no one will ever know about it because it's classified. It's obviously the easy answer. And maybe Barack Obama honestly did want to get to this later. But what we can say today is this is an issue where the president went through 2 full terms and did not fix the problem, but in fact made it worse.
Subscribe to Expose Network.
Opposed to secret societies.